All right, joining us now, former Kansas City Fed President Esther George, and I think you heard all of that, Esther. And I don't know if Jay Powell's watching. I'd say hi too if you're watching. Maybe you want to say hi too, Esther. You haven't seen him in a while, but no hurry at this point. I heard that and I thought, for now, are we in a position where the economy or consumers or somebody where there could be a data point that does cause the Fed to think, you know what, we're too restrictive?
Well, that's always the case, right? I think the Fed has signaled pretty clearly that the data isn't clear to them right now. They had hoped for faster disinflation, and that didn't come about. It looks like the numbers are stalling out. And at the same time, they're now being introduced to the idea of uncertainty related to other policy levers. So trying to understand where tariffs might go, trying to understand how the workforce might be affected, whether it's immigration or other changes going on in the economy. So it's a tough time for them to try to give any signals, and I think they're right not to.
Is there still inflation in the pipeline from what we were dealing with before, even before the tariffs or any of this other stuff? Is there still work to be done?
Yeah, I think there absolutely is, Joe. And I think we've seen that well before any of the policy uncertainty that's emerged to date. Inflation was beginning to stall out. We've seen that the last few months, even as the Fed was cutting. And so the ability to make sure that that process continues is going to depend on them having a sufficiently restrictive policy to bring that down, and also watching clearly the inflation expectations. We've seen those in the near and medium term pop up, even as the Fed is comforted that longer-term inflation expectations seem to be anchored. But I think you have to watch both of those dynamics very carefully, even as you come into a time where people are asking questions about the outlook.
We don't want to overthink 25 basis points, 50 basis points on the 10-year. But why do you think yields have fallen if inflation is still in the pipeline? Is that we've had a Trump, one of, I think Kevin Hassett said that it was because DOGE is going to be successful in bringing down spending. That's one explanation, or perhaps some weakening softness in the economy or the consumer or I don't know, business confidence. Which do you think it is?
So I tend to think it in terms more of the latter, which is when there are high levels of uncertainty, and we saw this in 2018-19, businesses began to pull back. They began to wait and see what's going to emerge in terms.
I think she might be. I think she might be gone. I don't know if we can get her back, but I think she was saying that it has more to do with maybe the uncertainty and the loss. I think you're back, Esther. So more to do with the loss or uncertainty causing some business confidence to wane.
Yeah, I think if you're making decisions about the road ahead, you might just sit tight a bit and see how these particular policies are going to affect you. And when that happens, you can see some slowing. So the Fed has some difficult dynamics to be watching right now.
Well, if the Fed was right to go up and tighten like they did and right to come down to where they are, and we are going to have 3 or 4 rate cuts, I don't know if that's your forecast, but it still sounds like they've orchestrated a soft landing and more or less did some good work on inflation. It's almost like you're saying like they were successful. That's unheard of. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And, you know, you have to be a little bit careful with judging soft landings, because for the Fed, what they have to judge is how well they're meeting their mandate. And I think right now they've acknowledged that they have to get back to a 2% rate of inflation to feel like they've achieved their objectives.
Really?
The economy can switch gears on them and cause a different dynamic, a different outlook, of course, as they try to pursue those objectives. So I think rather than focusing, things are in a good place right now relative to the data we see, but those things can change. And so for them to be mindful of watching what their next move should be, I think is a very important aspect to where they are.